to get everywhere. With the amount of driving we do these days, the risk of accidents has never been higher. It is said by the National Highway Traffic Administration that there are 5.25 million car accidents per year around the world. And those are just the ones that are reported to either hospitals or police. There are probably millions more that go unreported. It is also said that every 3 minutes, a child dies in a serious car accident. But you know what? Driving is just a part of our daily lives, and the risk is just, it's there. It's part of driving. Every time you get on the road, you know that you're putting yourself at potential risk. Don't you wish there was something to do about it? We're going to take I'll tell you what, there is something you can do about it. Alright, so here's the idea. We're going to take the technology that can sense accidents and prevent them, and by putting on the brakes and that kind of thing, and we're also going to combine that with electromagnets and use that to create the ultimate accident prevention system. So using this car, here's kind of what I have in mind. A ring of electromagnets around the car. Now obviously, the electromagnets would not be on the outside of the car, they'd be behind the shell. The idea is that since all magnets have two poles, and the same poles repel each other, all the cars would just have the same polarity, and they'd all repel each other once activated. The sensor technology that is used in some luxury cars these days that can apply the brakes to sense an accident, that can adjust your speed to the cars in front or behind you, we're going to change that technology and utilize it to, in addition to slamming on the brakes, turn on electromagnet. It's almost like a last resort, because oftentimes the brakes aren't enough. Our reaction time isn't fast enough, and the brakes aren't pressed hard enough to stop the car entirely in time. That's where the electromagnets come in. The theory is that oncoming collision, they'll just simply bounce off each other. Here's a bit of a demo. Okay, so here's my little demo. We have the cars that we had outside with the magnets on them. All the magnets have the same polarity, so in theory, they should repel each other. So if we have this car, he's driving in, vroom, vroom, vroom. Whoop. See it again. Now, the reality is these are dollar store magnets. And this is really just a demo. Electromagnets are... The reality is these are dollar store magnets. And this is really just a demo. Electromagnets are a whole lot stronger, and so they should easily be able to repel the force of an incoming car. But still, this gives you a good idea of what I mean by my concept. But it actually works in real life. I think we need to talk to an expert. For Mercedes, what exactly? Hey everybody, I'm here with Raul Hernandez, and Raul, you work for Mercedes. What exactly do you do for Mercedes?
I'm the shop foreman at a dealer here in BC. And what I do is I make sure that the shop works, runs smoothly from the daily goings on, ordering supplies. I'm also one of the two diagnostic techs in the shop.
So what is that going to mean? What does the diagnostic tech do?
What that entails is whenever there's like a trouble car, you know, like weird electrical problems, something out of the norm, I'm normally involved with that.
Okay.
We have pretty intense electrical systems in our cars that sometimes go a little crazy.
So basically, what kind of technology do you have that can sense accidents or, you know, and stuff like that? What kind of sensor technology do you have?
There's several technologies and sensors that we have in our cars.
The proximity-controlled cruise control system Distronic Plus operates.
Cruise control.
The proximity-controlled cruise control system Distronic Plus operates at speeds of up to 200 kilometers per hour. Two short-range radar sensors behind the front bumper, together with a long-range radar in the radiator grille, constantly monitor the distance to the vehicle in front, up to a distance of 200 meters. If this gap narrows, the system can brake the vehicle depending on the current traffic situation. Once the gap widens again, Distronic Plus can also accelerate the vehicle up to a set maximum speed. Should the system recognize that the gap is closing too quickly, Distronic Plus will warn the driver with short, audible signals. At the same time, Brake Assist Plus will calculate the braking pressure that is required in this situation if an accident is to be prevented. If the driver reacts at this point, the car will be braked using precisely the force needed, whether or not the driver has applied sufficient pressure to the brake pedal. The car thus makes maximum use of the distance to the vehicle in front, ensuring that following road users are given as much space as possible to brake or implement evasive maneuvers.
That's pretty cool. So, is it possible that in addition to all these technologies, in addition to all that it's doing, that could also flick on an electromagnet? Is that even plausible, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think it's very, very well possible.
So, how would you envision it working? How would you envision, would it be a ring of electromagnets, or would you use what's already in the car, or how would you envision that working?
I think it could be either a combination of both, or even utilizing what's already in the car, because there's a complex wiring inside Mercedes-Benzes where they use intertwined wiring to reduce electromagnetic fields in the cars. But if you somehow were able to harness that, whether you no longer twist the wires to reduce that, or somehow tie into the body so where you can use the whole car as a huge magnet, I think it's very well possible that you can make the whole car a big rolling magnet without having to.
Okay, yeah, so what you're saying is you just take power, take all the metal that's already part of the car, and you just, because all electromagnet is you're running electrical charge through any metal, basically.
Right.
And so if you just did this kind of the same idea, you'd have the whole car. But the question is, would it have enough power to actually bounce off another car? How much power do you think it could have?
Well, really, I think you could, even if you didn't have the way the car sits now, our car sits now, I think even if they didn't have enough power, I think you could, even if you put slightly bigger alternators in, where you can up the amperage and the current coming out of them, I think you definitely have enough power to supply enough power that's needed to make it happen.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. From the expert Raul Hernandez, it is possible that you could use electromagnets, or even just the car itself,
there you have it,
to
my
power.
$2,000 idea for the idea mashup.
Make the car into a giant magnet that propel off other cars.
My $2,000 idea for the idea mashup, an electromagnet-powered vehicle safety system. And in talking to my expert Raul Hernandez, I learned that my original idea of a ring of electromagnets just inside the shell of the car isn't even necessary. By running an electric current through the car, I can get the same idea. In fact, there are already wires in the car that are preventing it from having a magnetic field. So all you gotta do is get rid of those wires, and you have a car with a magnetic field around it. You hook those wires up to the sensors already in the car as well, and rig it so that they'll turn on.
I'm Josh Bohr, thanks for watching.
When they see an accident, and there you have it, an electromagnet-powered vehicle safety system. I'm Josh Bohr, thanks for watching.